Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going once again and talking about the fact that PlayStation 5 scalpers are essentially at this point almost just obsolete. Now, we've actually been seeing even more and more cases of basically PlayStation 5 scalpers not being able to move stock. We also are seeing quite a few different folks out there too as well, sitting on stock that they still cannot move. We're seeing some massive profit losses going on from a lot of folks who are still holding on to consoles for God knows why. And as well, with even PlayStation and Sony themselves actually doing a lot of these big individual sales, it does kind of seem like a lot of things are going well, very well for the normal average consumer. One of the best things about having the PlayStation 5 consoles in the market, and as well one of the best things we get to go and talk about other videos as well, make other good content in the near future. So if you guys want to hear about all this stuff, give me your thoughts and comments down below, because there should be a really good finally down below in the comment section, because thank God we're finally out this huge awful saga. But make sure you guys are subscribed, notifications on, Twitter and Twitch room down below if you want to follow, and of course leave a like, because I'm just happy you get to move off of this kind of painful experience. So as of right now, in the past few days, we've seen a lot more people kind of putting a little bit more attention on the PlayStation 5 scalping issues. Now, as I'm sure you guys have probably seen all throughout these years, we saw a lot of pain. And a lot of pain by this, I mean, sometimes just having the camera like that, I'm just gonna turn it off at this point, God only knows. I keep on telling you guys, what's up with this? Like, I look like I'm literally in a superhero movie. Like, where are my eyes? Anyway, so when it comes to all these different types of price points, we've seen at the very initial start of a lot of different consoles hitting up the $900 price point, and one of the biggest, highest peaks. We were seeing some folks out there paying over $1,000 when the PlayStation first came out. And I almost want to know what they think when this comes out. This is also looking at the PS5 Digital. The actual PS5 disc was a little bit more on the expensive side. I want to know, I want to interview the guy who spent $1,000 on a PlayStation, when if they just would have waited an extra maybe 2 weeks, they could have maybe saved $300. Or as well, if they would have waited just like normally, they probably would have got their console just typically around this range or so, or even just the past few weeks. Now, some folks have the money to blow, and some people just don't care, have the FOMO, or whatever. We can't really judge them, but we've now been seeing a lot more if we look on pretty much everywhere, even looking at, say, the Reddits and such. We're now seeing a lot of these people, once again, taking even more and bigger losses when it comes to their consoles. A good example over here is, you guys can see, the cheap PS5 for sale. $400, including both the digitals over here and the disc editions. And as well, we just kind of keep on seeing these types of things too on top of this, and people are just sad, and people are just choking. So obviously also going to come to looking at things like StockX. If you guys look at these third-party sellers, well, they have things like the Sony disc edition. Lowest ask, $435, which, if you guys remember, a $400 price point plus a little bit of tax too as well on top of that is pretty much around that same $430 price point. Or same thing too as well for $430. Or you guys even look at some of these other little various consoles. But you guys also just want to look at just normal, even just casual editions. They're all pretty much just either at asking price or what you'd actually go and pay with tax on top of it. And that's why it's kind of crazy for us to see this, because even looking at things like in the EU, which is kind of crazy too, there is still a bit of a profit margin, because some folks out there are, still trying to make a little bit of money off these, or they possibly can, just because some regions don't have as many sales. But if you guys can look through a lot of these different types of things, it just goes to show that, well, consoles are pretty much gonzo. And it just seems like a lot of people just don't care. Even some of the titles over here for the PlayStation Reddit are bro, I don't even feel bad for them. And I'll be honest with you guys, for me kind of going through this whole entire process for such a long time and try my best to help out as many people as I possibly can, I don't feel bad at all either. I'm happy that this is finally almost fully done, if not already fully done. I just kind of feel like in my mind, I don't know, there's a lot of people are holding on to stock still for God knows why. So even just for pure business, it doesn't make sense. We're now even seeing articles over here too as well, and a lot more people are chiming this on up and bringing this on up where it is true. A lot of PlayStation 5 scalpers are having a hard time selling consoles. And even now, we're actually seeing even a lot more folks trying to move to other quote-unquote profitable things, such as moving back to shoes, which a lot of folks obviously make a lot of money still from doing shoes. But part two, you've also been seeing people trying to move back to GPUs, trying to get the Founders Editions, which are usually slightly cheaper, but as well, similar, if not sometimes more optimized quality. People moving to 4090 GPUs because they're still getting out of stock, and they are technically the highest tier consoles. I guess internal PC consoles. Not that there's GPUs, they're not even consoles. But but when it comes to that stuff, we keep on seeing people just trying to find their next big niche when it comes to either maybe even movie tickets or anything else, or even concert tickets too, especially. And it kind of goes to show that, well, things are a little bit sketchy when it comes to resellers. But basically for this one, it's nice because it seems like with the Xbox Series X and X shortages being done, and as well them also selling a lot less, around the 10% mark or so, it kind of goes to show that people are okay waiting. People are okay waiting for Walmarts and Amazons or Best Buys to restock. We're also seeing other big retailers as well, kind of just being like, whatever, let's go get some good deals going on, such as that $510 console price point, which we still have linked down below in case you guys want to check out on Amazon. And that is pretty much how basically Sony and PlayStation are getting rid of all these big scalper issues. Them, number one, doing bundles. That's probably one of the best things they could have possibly done for all their consoles overall. But as well, they also probably could have done a lot better when it came to just doing the prices and cheaping out the price points. Now, it's dumb for a business if everything is instantaneously selling out to lower the price point even more, obviously. But when it comes to them, there's the time. So they had the extra stock. They probably made extra stock in general. And as well, if they can flood the market and try to get people into sales for maybe the leftover God of War sales, getting hyped up for Final Fantasy 16, or even trying to get built up for Spider-Man 2, there's nothing wrong with that. But we're seeing a lot more. Like if I even look, say, on like Facebook Marketplace, number one, some of these are probably scams, let's be honest here. Like not many folks are going to try to sell their console for $160 or as well. But we're seeing some normal ones for $450. Like a nice little normal casual thing where they're actually losing money. A disc edition over here, $425. Maybe they bought the console, then maybe after that they just regretted it, they held on to it for too long, or as well, maybe they just played it. Maybe just ended up beating all this stuff. It's just actually all around really, really nice. So kind of good stuff to see. So we also have the $130 over here. These are obviously all just like really cheap. These are all like just deals, etc., or possibly scams. Like just be careful if you guys are on this type of stuff. For $120, it's just not good. It's just a lot of, I don't explain, like just don't trust this. But some people are actually selling their consoles for cheaper. Like this for like $380. Obviously, this might just be used. Normal consoles $450 too as well. Might be used too on top of this. Like, yeah, just saying, like this is all kind of, I don't want to say it's good, but it's all around good at the end of the day. It's hard to explain. But yes, it's just good. I mean, obviously, if someone has a $1 console, probably going to be a scam, probably going to be a joke. But even look at this. Brand new console, $500 over here from Target, if you guys look from this side. $510 over here from Harwood Heights. And you guys can kind of see, like, these are losing money. Some of these are used, though, obviously, but it just kind of goes to show that people have options. But as well, even when it comes to people trying to sell their normal, proper consoles, it just seems like they're not going to be selling too much. For example, this one, PS5 Digital Edition, a God of War Ragnarok bundle, and the controller red, $480. Buy it now. Free shipping, free returns, and also Sony authorized reseller. And they're basically $400 for the console itself, $50 for God of War, and the extra controller. Like they're actually losing money. Or these are also just the normal PlayStation 5 console God of War sales over here for $510, which is the typical price point we're expecting right now from what we're seeing on Amazon, linked down below, and all the other various stuff. So anyone who's been holding on to stock has been losing money. They're actually having a lot of issues selling their stuff. Now, some of these are obviously just bidding consoles or whatever it might be, but at the same time, it just seems like scalpers just can't go and manage this. Like some folks over here too as well are trying to go and still sell consoles for $580 normal editions. And I mean, if they somehow actually sold 4,000 consoles, they churned some good money. Like they're probably getting their last blast and getting the last of their stock out of their storage and kind of moving on from other stuff. But at the same time right now, there's probably not a lot of people spend over here dropping $580 or so when it comes to consoles when they can buy it on Amazon for $580 or so, give or take. And it kind of just goes to show. Like, you guys look through almost all these StockX deals. You guys can just look at all the price points going down. Everything has just been slow rolling and just kind of just dissipating. It's becoming normal again, which is very nice. And as well as we keep on seeing more and more and more normal people getting their consoles, it's going to be even better and better and better as time goes on. And I just think it's nice. Like, people are literally losing money still. And I don't like the idea, obviously, people losing money. But when there's scalpers who have been making things harder for a lot of my community, or as well just you guys watching, or just in general, like just bad people, I'm okay with this. Like, I like the idea that stock is normalizing. I like the idea that people can get their consoles. I like the idea that people are just can walk into a Walmart or Target and just kind of relax and chill and vibe. And I think that's a fantastic, fantastic feeling. And as well, it's the same thing for Xboxes. We have barely been seeing any Xbox resellers anywhere whatsoever. I love that. Same thing with Nintendo Switches. They did actually have their own stock for a while, and they were out of stock, and people were reselling, and thank God that's overall pretty much done. So, for me, it kind of seems and kind of goes to show that a lot of these things are pretty much done so. Like, we're actually finally able to move on and just be able to go and exist, be able to go just buy consoles and walk into stores. And I think that's one of the best things out there. And scalpers are just not having a good time, especially with Sony doing a $510 deal. Anyone just trying to go and scalp a normal console, they're probably going to be stupid if you buy it. You just go buy the extra $10 God of War bundle. And I think a lot of folks would actually probably choose that instead. So give me your thoughts and comments. I'm happy about it. Smash the like button if you're happy about it too. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. We have all the Target links, Amazon links, especially down below. And of course, hang out the Twitter and Twitch if you guys would like to. And I'll talk to you guys all later on throughout today for more videos.